Hello, everybody. There have been a lot of debates sparked surrounding the H1B visa. In today's video, I want to shed some light on what these debates are all about and what's likely to come of the H1B visa, which is what I'm sure many people are interested in. Hello, everybody. I'd like to provide a quick intro about what the H1B visa is about and just share some overall impressions about this so that you're informed. So with that, let's jump right in. The H1B visa is a non-immigrant visa. It's temporary and it does not result in lawful permanent residence. Now, the H1B visa is for certain US employers to sponsor a foreign worker to work in a specialty occupation in the US. Generally, a specialty occupation would be one that requires a bachelor's degree to perform the functions of the job. That's one way to kind of think about it. It's not just open for any type of position that a US employer might have available. Now, there is a tremendous amount of demand for the H-1B visa, far more demand than there is supply. And just to shed some light on the numbers, there is a maximum allotment of 85,000 H-1B visas available each year. And as I mentioned, the demand for this visa far exceeds the supply. And because of that, there's an annual lottery where people will enter the lottery to be selected to be eligible for an H-1B visa. And of all the applicants, only a small fraction ultimately get selected to be able to proceed with their application. Now I want to move to the source of the debate. So the proponents of the H-1B visa argue that the H-1B visa allows for US employers to bring on top-tier talent to work for US businesses, to make US businesses far more competitive in the global climate, and to ultimately benefit US interests by bringing top-tier talent to the United States. Now, conversely, opponents to the H-1B visa argue that these visas are taking jobs away from qualified US workers, generally two sides of this debate here. And we have proponents of the H-1B visa, which include people like Elon Musk and even President Trump. And then there are a lot of voices opposed to the H-1B visa. So this inherent conflict is, I think, one of the reasons why this story about this rift, so to speak, about different views of the H-1B visa has gained so much prominence in the news. Now, moving on to my overall impressions, something that I find so interesting here is that the H-1B visa, as I mentioned, only 85,000 H-1B visas are allocated annually and are issued annually. Now, in the grand scheme of overall immigration benefits administered in the United States annually, the H-1B visa represents a tiny fraction of overall US immigration. So here we are now for multiple weeks in the news cycle where the H-1B visa has taken center stage, and yet it really, in practicality, represents a small fraction of the overall immigration benefits rendered in the United States in a given year. So beyond that, in my practice, I have seen that US employers have benefited tremendously by having access to workers that they just can't find in the United States. So I've seen a tangible benefit provided to US employers to have access to this foreign pool of talent. That's just what I've seen as an immigration attorney. And again, it is really a small fraction of overall immigration. I think in the grand scheme of the immigration discussion, I think the current news cycle is placing too much emphasis on H-1B. And as far as what I think is going to happen in the future, President Trump, for one, has voiced tremendous support repeatedly for the H-1B visa and its benefits to the US economy, to US employers. So I don't see the H-1B visa going anywhere. If anything, I think it's directly in line with the president's vision or focusing more so on merit-based immigration or emphasizing merit-based immigration that benefits the United States. So again, I don't see anything happening to the H-1B visa anytime in the foreseeable future. If you're interested in obtaining an H-1B visa, you should know the deadline to enter the H-1B visa lottery is in March. And it's very important that if you are subject to H-1B visa lottery, that you have to submit your application for the lottery prior to the deadline. If you need help with that, don't hesitate to reach out to us. I hope you found some value here. I hope this gives you some added clarity on what the discussion is surrounding the H-1B visa. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.